Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bunker. Welcome back to the new and improved bunker. We have a dedicated studio now. It's not complete by any stretch, but we're making progress. We're getting there. Before you know it, this is going to be a full-fledged, professional-ish studio. It's going to be as good as we can do. But anyway, welcome to the bunker. If you've been with us for a long time, thanks for sticking with us. And if you're a newcomer to the bunker, welcome. This is a paranormal podcast. This is the audio only format, which we'll be still doing many episodes in this format, interviews and so forth. But we're also moving on to video content. It's available both on Spotify under podcasts and also on YouTube. There's going to be an occasional live stream. I'm going to be doing some interviews live. We actually just posted recently a video podcast interview on Spotify and YouTube with our friend Andy Andrews concerning a strange image I captured with my cell phone while investigating out with Andy in Virginia. And so check that out. I'll put links in the show description. But on this episode, old school audio only bunker, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and I'm curious to see if you guys like it. So hope you enjoy. What we're going to do is essentially I'm going to review a piece of audio with you in real time that was recorded some time ago. And what I wanted to do is I reviewed this initially when it was recorded, and this is from 2021, so this is a few years old. And I'm picking this clip just because this is a test run sort of. I want to throw this out there, and I'm going to see how many of the listeners enjoy this. We're going to be bringing you more video content on both Spotify, of course, because we're already there, and also on YouTube. There will be occasional live streams. There's going to be, I posted one video already on Spotify and on YouTube, links of which I'll put in the show notes, but essentially I'm going to start doing some interviews and conducting some, doing some episodes on YouTube or video for Spotify for certain things. Like that first episode I posted, it's something that we captured, a very interesting photo that we captured last year in Virginia. And so because that's a picture, an image, and not necessarily the description of which really translates to audio so well, so I decided to start doing video episodes here and there when it's appropriate, and we'll just throw these things out there. We'll see if it sticks. If it takes off and you guys like it, then we'll continue and we'll do more. But like I said, I'll look through all of the feedback I get from this and from you guys at any other time. And it will all be read and taken seriously. So, and you can reach me by email at mailtothebunker@gmail.com. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this clip is a shorter clip, because like I said, this is a test run, so I picked a short clip that I remembered that there were some things in there that we would like to take a look at. And if you guys like this, I can start pulling out clips that I have not reviewed yet, and then we can review them in real time together if this is something you enjoy. But again, let me know at mailtothebunker@gmail.com, or answer the question on the show description on Spotify. You can leave us a rating and a comment as well. So this is an investigation that Beth and I went on. This was a sort of a spur of the moment investigation that took place at the Medford Baptist Cemetery, which at the time was just down the street, a couple of blocks from where Beth's apartment was. She no longer lives there, but essentially what we did is a lot of times I just have equipment on me in the car. You never know. It comes in handy a lot more than you think. But I just happen to have equipment in the car, and we decided on a whim on like it was October. This was October 23rd, 2021. And so we just decided, hey, we have some equipment. Let's take a walk. It was like a nice warm evening. And we decided to just take a walk down the street. And this is pre-Levi, so we didn't even have the pup yet. So we just decided on a whim, let's go for a walk, It was about, I don't know, it was between 10 and 11 p.m. or around 11, I'm not sure. I think I'm sure I timestamp it when I begin the recording here, so we'll remember exactly when. But this is October 23rd, 2021 in Medford, New Jersey, at the Medford Baptist Cemetery. And I'm just going to go into it. We're going to start playing the clip, and then we're going to review it, and I'm just going to, stop to give context and so forth. And if I hear anything, certainly I will stop it and comment. If you folks hear anything I don't, again, please reach out to me, mailtothebunker@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the episode itself with a hopefully 5-star rating. So here we go. Let's start this off. Hang on. Forgot to monitor the levels there. Sorry about that. Here we go.
There's spirits in there. Oops, see the window?
9:57
Spirits in there, I can feel
p.m. October 23rd at the Methodist Cemetery, Medford. Thought I just heard a whisper. Interesting. Okay, wait, so now this is something that I will do often, and if you are an investigator full-time, I highly suggest you do this as well. And that's, if you hear something, if you hear yourself in the recording, stamp something and say, I just heard this, I just heard that, and you didn't hear it as you're reviewing it, then that's a cue to go back and listen again. So I run back a little bit here. 23rd at the Methodist Cemetery. I'm going to turn this up Medford. A little bit. Thought I just heard a whisper. Okay, I see. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Let's go back again. The Methodist Cemetery, Medford. Thought I just heard a whisper. The Methodists. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. So now what I'm doing here is stopping, and I'm just isolating that space in the waveform just before I say, I think I just heard a whisper. Now I think that time I heard something. So I'm going to isolate that, and then I'm going to play just the isolated portion where I think this voice is. Let's see. Wait a minute, let me expand that a little bit. Okay. Not sure if you guys are picking that up, but I can hear something. I hear something in the background, and so there's audibly something definitely there I'm reacting to. The problem is that on here, in this context, in these headphones, through the soundboard, what I'm hearing could be literally anything. It could be a bird, it could be a voice in the distance, it could be an animal, it could be a lot of stuff. So yeah, we're going to throw that out because it's not on the recording. It's not substantial enough for me to really isolate it, clip it, and share that with anybody. There's something there, but it's so low and so distant. But what's interesting is it doesn't sound like a whisper. And I clearly say that I heard a whisper. And that's how it goes sometimes. Here we go. I'll restart. We'll hear that part again, and then we'll continue from there. This is something I would definitely throw out. It is so hard to hear. Most people I don't think would hear it. I'm not even sure I'm hearing it. But it's so low and distant. We gotta throw that out. So let's continue. Medford. Thought I just heard a whisper. So low. There's a car going by.
Is anybody here with us?
That's something that you should do as well if you're investigating is literally stamp everything, every natural thing, every normal thing that occurs that you sense, hear, feel, or see. Stamp it. I didn't do it in this recording because this wasn't an actual official investigation. I wasn't at someone's home helping them out. If that were the case, I would have definitely done that. But I know it's just going to be me listening to this when I'm done with it. And so I don't tag everything like I normally do because I know what's in there. I listen to the clip as soon as I possibly can while it's still fresh in my memory. And I'll recognize the stuff that I know I'm going to recognize once I record it. You know what I mean? Or once I review it, rather. Let me silence this thing. Here we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I would be, if this were an official investigation and I were out somewhere at a historical location or especially at a private case, like I'd be 100% tagging absolutely everything. So I just wanted to point that out, that right there, that was a car passing by, which it sounds obvious to most of you, but that's the kind of thing you want to tag in your recording, just in case it comes across weird on your recording and sounds like something that it isn't. Because that's the other thing too, is you don't always hear everything that the recorder hears when you're out there. Whether that's something natural or supernatural doesn't make a difference. The recorder is going to pick up things you don't hear. So it's important to tag the things that you heard at the time so that you can rule those things out if that sounds weird later when you review it. Here we go. There's some wind there blowing.
Did you live here?
Okay, I just want to stop this for a second again and point out, you probably heard Beth comment in the very beginning of the recording that she is sensing and seeing spirits inside the church. We were looking in the window. She's a medium, and so she is sort of her own piece of equipment. She will sometimes bring a recorder, maybe one piece of equipment, two tops, but she's basically leaves the equipment to me for the most part, and she is just her own instrument. So she's picking up and sensing things. So you can hear right here, she just goes into an EVP session, starts asking questions, because if she's seeing and feeling and sensing something, she wants to address it and see if we can get some kind of response. And so that's what she's doing there.
Do you know the history of 41 North Main Street? Look at these. Why are they so little?
Stokes.
Oh, they're so little. Looks like they keep the grass cut. Nice upkeep. There, they have to be original like this.
Looks to be, yeah.
see? I can't see it.
Okay, there was a couple of bumps back there in the background. That was there was a gentleman across the street that was going in and out of his truck, and he was this is all coming back to me now. I'm hearing this recording again. Yeah, he was taking something out of his truck. He was doing some kind of work in his yard, it looked like at that point, and he was going in and out of his truck for maybe tools or something. So you may hear this again, but it's, yeah, that's a car door closing in the distance there.
Oh wow, look at this. What is it?
Beneath.
I almost thought this said paranormal. Sorry, I don't mean any disrespect. Wow.
Yeah, I can't read it.
Yeah, wow. Maybe it's a 7 or 8. I can't, it doesn't. See? It's like a weird.
1835
5?
or 8, I can't tell.
Oh, okay, 5.
It's old.
Yeah. This one.
That's old.
Yeah. You should start taking pictures at nighttime. I don't.
The sounds of summer. We'll be hearing that soon here in New Jersey. That's great. But yeah, we're just kind of walking around and excuse me. And I'm recording, of course. And I also have an EDI plus meter on me. That's on. I believe it's on at this point. Maybe I turn it on a little bit later. I'm not sure. I know I have it with me on this case. And I did have some interesting readings with that device, which you'll hear in the recording. But we're just kind of at this point walking around, just reading these stones, just seeing if any weird feelings or sounds or anything happens, and then we'll kind of react to it. But if it's quiet and it seems peaceful, we're just gonna by habit, we're just gonna walk around, check out the graves, look at the dates and the names and stuff, and yeah, it's just interesting. It's what weird people do. Here we go.
Yeah, there's like nothing. Look, like nothing. Unless it's on the other side.
Could be on the other side.
People having fires and stuff. Wow, there is, but yeah. Oh my God, you can't even.
Yeah, some of these graves are so old that it's just worn completely off, and you can barely pick up any lettering on it. It's just completely worn and sunken in the ground. Very, very old graves. Some of them in this cemetery. That's really rough.
Like you can see cutouts. You know what I mean? Like, see, there's something. Oh my God, wow. You know what I mean? You can see like indentations, but not.
Yeah.
Wow. Hello, my name is Beth. This is Michael.
Hi.
Just visiting for the day.
What the heck was that? Wait a minute. That sounded weird. I think it's probably just Beth, but if that's her voice sounds weird for a second. Okay, I'm just gonna isolate that. I'm pretty sure that's Beth. I'm not sure. Let me go back a little bit. I'll replay that. Yeah, I think that's probably Beth.
I was trying to see if I could preview, but this thing messed up.
I'm gonna try the flashlight.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Oh yeah.
What is it
In memory of patients can't get the last name.
Sorry.
Woolhire?
Wolfhire? What's her first name?
Patience. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Who disputed this? Disputed this law?
Departed. Who departed.
10 years of age. Oh, wait. 10 died. Oh, no. Died 60 years, 10 months. And that one's in Harriet. Oh, Patience? Hey, can you see that date? 1876?
This was on. What the fuck?
It says what, babe?
This is turned on in my bag.
I know, it's weird. I'm telling you.
Okay, so I just took out the EDI meter. I can hear it. But yeah, I had taken it out of my bag and it was already on. But it's important to remember that device turns on by just having pressure on the button for a few seconds. So it's very, very possible and very likely that just packing the bag and bringing it out there, putting it in the car, at some point something pressed against it. I had a couple things thrown in a bag loose, which I don't normally do. I usually have my stuff in my case and it's all segregated by foam and everything, and that kind of thing doesn't tend to happen. But this, I could hear this was just thrown in my battery bag. Basically, I just threw a couple pieces of equipment in there, just a recorder and a EDI and probably another EMF meter or two. That was about it. Okay, so I'm taking that out now. But what we're doing is basically just like checking out the graves. And what you can do at night, if you have trouble reading them, even during the day, you can sometimes see them easier at night if you take a flashlight and shine it, straight across the surface of the gravestone, and the shadow will actually make the image clearer, so it makes it a lot easier to read. So that's actually what we're doing here. We're trying to read this grave that's really, really old and very worn. And I'm just getting out the EDI meter, so that will come into play in a little bit here.
Can I see that light?
Yep. Sure.
There's something in the background right there. Wait a minute. Okay, that definitely sounds like voices. But I did earlier mention that there was a gentleman across the street. I can't say that it's not him. He could have been on his phone or something, or with someone else in the yard that I didn't see. That sounds just like a normal distant voice. I would throw this out because it doesn't sound definitive enough. If I had heard a loud voice near the recorder that none of us heard, that would be a different story. This is a distant voice, and I know for a fact that there was that gentleman across the street. The chances are it's just him or someone he's talking to, or whatever. So again, yeah, we're gonna throw that out. Yeah, that's voices, but we're in a neighborhood, so.
I just heard a voice again.
Okay, I did hear that. I did hear it. Okay, so I did react, and I did hear that in real time. So, listening to what it sounds like on here and judging by my reaction, that could have just been people. Okay, oh, that was bad, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, constant.
Oh, that's just the smog.
2.5.
Ooh, the smog makes it look really scary. Like really.
Okay, so I'm beginning to take readings with the EDI meter, and I'm looking at the EMF. Now, for those of you who may not know, EMF is not necessarily a sign of something supernatural. In fact, most of the time it's not. And it's something natural, like power lines, appliances, poor wiring. You have a piece of machinery running nearby that has electrical components to it. Anything that is electrical, that runs on electricity, will give off an EMF field, an electromagnetic field. Basically what that is any sort of electrical current will emit a larger, more subtle field around just the electricity. Like if you see a lightning bolt go through the sky, there's X number of volts in that bolt of electricity, but surrounding that bolt of electricity would be a massive electromagnetic field. So in other words, the electricity is sort of manipulating the air around that path of electricity, and it gives off what's called an electromagnetic field. And so it like if you put an EMF meter up to a magnet, it would spike. If you have you move your EMF meter up to a fuse box, chances are you get close enough, it's going to spike. How much that spikes really depends on all the conditions, the amount of electricity and power going through whatever you're reading. But natural readings from appliances and ground wire and power lines and so forth, that's going to be something that's more constant. You're going to run across it and you're going to be able to find it. You're going to be able to trace it with an EMF meter. You're going to be able to move away from that source and you'll see the EMF drop, and you move back, you'll see it return. So you'll be able to isolate things. That's the main thing I use EMF meters for, is to rule out stuff that is completely explainable, like power lines or appliances, or like, maybe we're called to someone's house and they're having feelings of paranoia and they're seeing things and they're feeling sick and maybe they have skin irritations, that sort of thing. It could all be caused by just high EMF and the wiring in the house just not grounded properly, and there's crazy electromagnetic fields everywhere. Some people don't notice it. Some people are very sensitive to it and they notice it and it affects them. I seem to be very sensitive to it because I can walk up to power sources and I can if I get close enough, I can feel weird around electrical boxes or in a basement that's got bad wiring, for example. I can feel it. It makes me uncomfortable. I know what it is, but if you didn't know what that was and you were experiencing that, it might freak you out. And then you add fear to the situation, and everything gets worse from there. But so what I'm doing here is I just took out the EDI meter, and the EDI measures humidity, temperature, EMF, barometric pressure, of a whole bunch of stuff. It's a geophone also so it records vibration. But in this case, I'm using it for EMF, and I'm just kind of walking around, just taking readings. One of the beliefs is that when there is paranormal activity, that will affect the environment in different ways, and that could affect either static electricity or the electromagnetic fields or the temperature, all these things. And that's sort of the bulk of the philosophy behind a lot of the equipment. So yeah, sorry to cut away there and rant for a minute, but you're just explaining what I'm doing here, and I'm calling out the milligauss readings. Typically anything below a 3, unless something's malfunctioning, I mean, you kind of throw that out. Anything from a 3 up that you can't isolate and find the source of is a strange thing. It's a significant thing. It's a reading. It's a high EMF reading that shouldn't be there in theory, right? If you don't have a appliance sitting there, a microwave running, or a cell phone, or any sort of any sources that would be normal sources of electricity, and you have spikes, that's something in the environment that's changing that we're not able to explain. So just to give a little background, that's what we're doing here. I'm just starting to take readings. And I'm going into this now because it's going to play into the clip in a little bit.
It's cool. There's a light on up there.
I know, I don't know. See, I'm sure one of the Baptist where they ministers. They probably live there because there's cars. You know what I mean? Sometimes they live on the probably lives there. Maybe not. I don't know. You think maybe they live in this part?
Yes, they probably live in there.
Huh? Did that just go on?
It wasn't long gone when we got here.
No, it wasn't. See if I can...
Hold on a second, I heard something there. Wait a minute, what the heck? I'm gonna play that again. Why didn't I hear it that time? Okay, hold on. So okay, I'm pretty sure I heard her voice right there, but which I assumed was in the track because that's what was playing. But my mic is still hot. So yeah, I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure if that's something supernatural, if that was somebody. I mean, there's nobody else here. I'm here by myself. It's possible the neighbors yelled loud enough for me to hear it. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's move on.
Like a constant 2 to 2.5.
Interesting.
Okay, so there's another car driving by, and yeah, I was finding a very, very high EMF level just in general. Now, we are near the street, and there were power lines there, street lights and so forth. So that's what I thought it was, actually. That was my first thought. But I do get some strange readings, though, in a little bit here.
Who's here with us?
Temperature's dropping, too.
Is there anything you want to say? Want to get a message to your family member? This looks like, I don't know, almost looks like 17 something. But you said it was originated, it said 18, right?
That's what it said on the sign.
Almost looks like a 17 then. I don't want to, neighbors would be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have this right on too much. $1863. Age 27.
Okay, there's another voice there. And I waited a second. I don't hear either of us reacting to it. Let me see. Whoops. Here, let's play it again.
$1863.
Okay, I hear like a bump or a bang, but it's very distant, and then I hear this voice. So that I'm thinking that's the guy out there. There's the bang. And there's the voice. That's probably the guy across the street. But again, was just distant enough to where I didn't hear it. Neither one of us heard it and didn't react to it and stamp it. But at the same time, the recorder picked it up. So
1863. Age 27. That's what people are complaining. Oh, that's 1907. Looks like. It's so hard to, like, even believe, like, okay, 1900s is 100 years ago, because we were born in 1900.
yes, we're old.
Hello, sir. Thank you for your service. That's different. See how all it goes around?
Yeah. Civil War vet.
Hmm. 1861. Mary. You know, it'll be interesting. What was that name? That the tombstone in front of my house. Where I'm.
Yeah, it was night, wasn't it?
This was like 1808. This is 1808. Looks like. See it?
Born 1808, died 1890. Wow. 1872.
That's back here. This is old back here. These houses are so cool though. Like, I think one of these was for sale. I think it was that one. Died July 1902.
It's another car go by.
Maybe they're newer.
2.6. 2.8. 2.9. 3.
Is anybody here with us?
Okay, so this is the point where the readings begin to get strange. Like, I wasn't getting any readings for a while. they were high everywhere, and then it dissipated, and then I started getting weird spikes. And I think this is the first one here. And I don't remember how many of those things happened. This clip isn't very long. I think we're like halfway through this clip already, so there isn't much left. And I don't remember exactly how many times I caught this weird spike, but yeah, we'll continue here and just listen for this. It starts to get interesting here.
That house right there. Look at the drop. Like the trunk.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Great night. I think so.
Like 3.5 right now.
Oh, really?
But it's like right in front of me. Look like that drops. Look like this. It drops. Cool. 3.0, 3.5.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. Okay, so so you can hear that I was basically tracking an EMF signature that was sort of at just below my head level. And if I moved anywhere away from to the left or right, up or down from that spot, the reading was dropping. And so it seemed to be this free floating bubble of EMF. Now does that mean it's a spirit? I can't say that, but what I can say that it was odd. The readings were strange. I checked the battery before and after this investigation, and the battery was strong. It was fine. It was a brand new battery, and it was good. It had a good charge in it. So I don't think the device was malfunctioning, because I've not seen that. I've used it a lot since this point, since this was recorded, and I've not seen any signs of it malfunctioning. It will get squirrely if there's a dead battery in it, for sure. But that was not the case here. But I did find this strange little small bubble, maybe about the size of a basketball, of high EMF that was not detected anywhere around this little spot, and it was moving. And this is in this point of the recording, and this is right when I start to file this thing.
3.5.
Oh yeah, so hold on a minute. Let's go back. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. So I broke into another lecture there really quick, and I forgot there was a voice there.
Like 3.5 right now. But it's like right in front of me.
So it's just interesting. I'm glad I realized I just completely went off the rails there for a minute. So this is how things happen. Sometimes you capture voices that are so clear you won't even notice that it's anything strange. This one I know is not Beth. And where this comes from, I don't know, because it sounds very, very close to us, and there was nobody around our immediate vicinity on our side of the street. There was nobody there. And it's interesting that I'm picking up strange EMF signatures, and then lo and behold, there's a voice. Now, does that mean it's the voice of a dead person, or that the EMF is no, but it's just interesting how these different devices will activate at the same time. You will either experience, hear, see, feel, or capture something else weird. What's going on? I can only speculate, but but here, so let's go back. I'm going to replay this. We're going to get back to the point where we hear that voice, and then I'm going to isolate that so we can listen to it together, because that voice was definitely not Beth.
Look like that drops. Look like this. It drops. 3.0, 3.5.
Yeah. So it's like right in this range right here. I'm going to isolate it.
3.0, 3.5.
Oh wait, I cut it short. Wait. It goes on and on. It's like it's many syllables.
3.0, 3.5. 3.0, 3.5.
It sounds like at the end, it's saying 1960. (1860), 1960. But that's like a whole sentence right there. That's not Beth, and it sure as hell's not me. And like I said, this is close enough to the microphone that this is someone we would have heard or saw, or both, because of where we were standing. I mean, wow, that's interesting.
3.0, 3.5.
1860. Something at the end.
3.0, 3.5.
That is weird. That's weird because that is not Beth.
3.5.
Okay. And notice, after the voice, neither of us say, "Hey, did you hear that?" Or "Who was that?" Or "Hey, is there someone over here?" There's no reaction that we had to that voice, and it was loud, far louder than the other voice I heard in the distance before that was caught, that sounded just like someone in the neighborhood, right? But it sounded distant. This sounds close. Very quiet. It's not yelling or anything. It's not from a distance. It's a very soft, sounds like a female voice to me, or a child maybe. But it's very close, and neither of us react to it. That's super interesting, and that's an entire sentence.
Here, just drop. Oh, there it is.
Hello?
It's just right in front of me. Like it's...
What's your name?
Look where I just was. Nothing.
Oh, it's weird. Whoa, what the... Hi.
Yeah, so again, I'm still continuing to follow this EMF bubble that's traveling across the cemetery. Like I'm pinpointing it. I'm saying, look, here it is, and I'm moving away from it, and like tracing out this, like I said, basically basketball shape size EMF signature. And every time I move away from it, it dissipates. And I turned around. I'm shooting behind me, nothing. 0, 0. I'm going all the way to the ground, nothing. I'm shooting straight up, nothing. To the left and right, nothing. It's just this one spot, and it was moving across the cemetery as I was following it. It's very weird, and that's only happened in over like 12 years of investigating. That's probably happened maybe twice, 3 times, maybe at the most. This is one of the few times I recorded it, and it's interesting because again we're picking up more evidence here than we're reacting to at the time. Because I picked up that voice that neither of us heard. What it's saying, I don't know. But it's definitely a female or a young voice that was not either of us that we didn't hear. So that's interesting.
Do you like these houses so close to you?
2.4.
The Freudians will be like, what are you doing? Okay. You can find it, you can send me find. No. Look, they're right on the property. Look at that big one.
Yeah, I wouldn't shine a flashlight in
Oh, no.
their windows.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's gone.
Hmm?
It was whatever it was staying right in front of me.
Yeah, these houses are too close to even have a flashlight on.
Yeah, whatever it was is gone.
Interesting.
It was staying right in front of me, like straight this way.
Yeah.
But now it's going that way.
Do we go that way?
It's not something on the ground.
Right.
Because it dropped something like that.
Right. Huh. Hello?
They're calling a constant 3. That's crazy. If I go that way, it drops.
So
If I go that way, it drops.
should we walk this way then? The way?
No, this is the way I just came.
Oh. Well,
It's like there's a line of EMF, like in this row right here. I don't understand why. It's not like there's no power lines here. I kept going down like this, thinking it was
right.
something on the ground, which there should be because there are grays here. But still, it would, if you go like that, it drops.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's like straight ahead like that.
the road at this point.
Can you tell us your name?
Temperature's dropping. What the fuck's that? And I just, out of the corner of my eyes, I was turning this way. I saw a light go like
Oh, wow.
from my left to right.
That's interesting. I don't remember that happening. I guess I saw something strange there.
If you can hear me touch this little box I have in my hand, the one in my left hand,
Do you want us to come back over there?
oh, it's dropping. So it was just right here.
Yeah.
There it is, boom. 3.2.
What is that, eh?
Uh-huh.
Hello?
Yeah, so that signature seemed to dissipate, and I was shooting it back. I'm like, oh, it seems like it's over there. Maybe I was thinking maybe it was like a straight line of EMF caused by something, even though there wasn't anything visible to account for it. It was odd, but it goes away. I stopped taking readings for a while, and then right here I pick it up again, and it seems to be just near us, because also I tried to just walk straight forward, thinking that like, oh, there's underground wiring or something that's causing some sort of EMF disturbance above the ground. Even though if it's a cemetery, there shouldn't be anything under there, but you never know. But if I would advance and like forward really quickly, it would dissipate as well. And it wasn't until I would turn back around and go backwards a couple of steps, then I would find it again. So it wasn't a straight line of signal caused by wiring or whatever. Like, this was something that was free floating. It was strange.
Do you like these houses being so close to you?
Temperature drop.
Is there something you want to tell us? It's weird because I wasn't sure where this was and we ended up at it's actually it's close. is weird.
It's still constant right there. It's right in front of you. Is there an unmarked grave here?
I wonder. I mean, anything's possible.
If there's an unmarked grave here, what's the name of the person that's in there? If you tell us the name, maybe we can help you get a marker put here.
So weird.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Right in front of you.
And look, but see, if you look at this face. It's big, you know what I mean, compared to...
Yeah, so at this point, I'm still tracing this EMF signature, and it seemed to be like, at this point, it was just floating over this little space in between where there were other visible graves. And so we thought, oh, it's like a weird, it was like a graveyard plot shaped space there where, you know, perhaps someone has purchased that plot and hasn't used it yet. Very possible. But it was, you know, there was this space in between. It was just enough space for another grave to go in there. And it was just above that space that we saw this EMF signature. And so we started speculating, like, oh, is there an unmarked grave under here? Maybe the gravestone broke or fell or sunk into the ground, which happens a lot on a lot of older cemeteries, especially. Like they just start sinking into the ground. So that's what we're talking about at this point.
It's wild.
If you tell us the name, we can help get a marker or a tombstone for her, for him. I hear Andrea. Okay.
So weird.
Are any of those two names correct?
Now it's flat. 0.
Okay. So, is that correct that there is somebody here that we need to get a marker or tombstone for?
Really strange.
Very strange.
It's been a while since I saw a free-floating EMF signal like that.
Yeah.
I thought sure it was like something in the ground. Like, 'cause
Well,
it kept
yeah.
going down like that, and it was dropping to nothing.
Right, it was dropping to nothing.
Which
So,
is how it should be, because if there's
yeah.
graves, there shouldn't be cables going
but
on.
the area is a little clear there, so if the place is closed.
Yeah.
table kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, if these fell down, that's a shame.
What's that?
If these fell completely down, that's a shame.
Cool. They're really old.
Yeah.
So is that one?
That one looks older.
What is the primary? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you can't really... Sarah? Fuck off of that. Sorry. Look at that, 3 point... Is that your name, Sarah?
3.3.
You can...
4.0.
Yeah. Her thing is like, I'm sorry your stone got knocked over. I think it just fell because it's very old.
3.8. 3.9.
Interesting.
Okay, so you can hear the EDI actually buzzing. Once it gets above a certain threshold, above like 3.5, I think. Once it gets above that, it starts buzzing. So that's what it is. Again, the signature dissipated for a while. This whole time I'm still scanning with the meter, and it wasn't until just then it popped up again. So there were strange EMF levels in there, little spikes, and we're just off the side of the road in the neighborhood. And I actually approached the power lines with the meter, fully expecting to get close to them and have them spike, but they didn't. So if there was an EMF field around those cables, it wasn't detectable from the ground where I was at arm level, because I didn't find anything near the power lines.
That too was like, it was like here.
Yeah.
I went past it and it goes down.
Can we help you? I'll just call if I can have somebody over.
Another temperature drop. Is someone you'd like for us to pass a message along to? That's weird.
Whoa, what?
Somebody out there. I don't like it.
Hold up a second. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a second here.
That's weird.
That's weird. Okay, so I say, because I'm still with the meter in my hand. I'm still walking around and I'm like, oh, this is weird, because this thing keeps disappearing. I think it's gone away, and then it pops back up again, and then I'm able to trace it again. So I say, man, that's weird, because I'm looking at the meter and I'm just like, what the heck? Because I just keep tracing this little small area of EMF, and I mean, it's, again, after years and years and years of doing this. In many different contexts, private, public, and everything else, I've almost never experienced that. It's super weird. So I make the comment, hey, that's weird. And it sounds like there's a whisper immediately after that that's close to the microphone. That's someone that we should definitely see. Close enough to see them.
That's weird. That's weird.
Okay. I think I know what it says. I'm going to play it a couple more times and just listen to it. Draw your own conclusions before I say what I hear, because I don't want to influence you. So just listen to this clip a couple more times, and then I'm going to tell you what I think it's saying.
That's weird. That's weird. That's weird.
So, okay. So I say, oh, that's weird. And it sounds like it, with like it's maybe like a southern twang to it a little bit. Or I don't know. It's an odd voice, but it sounds like it's saying, you got that right. That's what it sounds like to me. You got that right. You got that right. But saying it with like a, oh, I don't know, like a southern accent to it or something. I'm not sure. That is, it's very, very interesting. All right, let's proceed. We're almost done here.
That's weird.
Somebody out there. I don't like it.
Oh, that's interesting. So immediately after this voice that neither of us heard or reacted to, Beth says, oh, there's someone out there. And I can hear it in her voice as well. She's uncomfortable. And we just had this weird voice pop up that we didn't hear. So we're not reacting to the voice, because I didn't pick this up until review. But she's picking up on something that we're not hearing, possibly, right? It's just very interesting.
Maybe that's been up. He's looking at. There's a guy looking.
Four point oh. Above it, not on the ground.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's actually high all over the place.
That was Beth just there, but you can hear me comment on this, got another 4.0 spike. There was a couple areas over there that was, they were flat, and then there were some areas in there that were just higher, just general readings in the whole area. But at the back end of the cemetery, there was this interesting thing where there was no ambient EMF, seemingly. I mean, I was scanning all over the place, up, down, over my head, down to the ground. I wasn't getting anything. And that's where I picked up this little bubble of EMF that was moving. Could that be something geological? Sure. But something to think about is that we're electrical beings, and so if there are disturbances in the electrical environment or the electromagnetic field, it follows that we would either sense it or it would affect us somehow. some people seem to be very, very sensitive to that sort of thing. But yeah, I still did continue to get weird spikes here and there. It was strange for the area.
That's weird.
There's somebody out there. You don't like it. Maybe that's what up. He's looking at us. There's a guy out there.
Four point oh. Above it, not on the ground.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's actually high all over the place.
That voice right there, that was Beth. Just in case anybody's questioning that. It sounds weird and muffled because we're moving, and she was like probably walking and was maybe slightly behind me, so it sounds a little bit muffled. But that for sure is Beth.
That's really cool. Look at that. Braddock.
Oh, wow. Daughter of William and Mary Braddock departed this life September.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna stop it right there because what's interesting about that is that one of the major landmarks, businesses in Medford, New Jersey, is this pub restaurant that's called Braddock's, and it's actually just a stone's throw from the cemetery. So it seems that we found some of the relatives in the cemetery that's just behind the actual site of Braddock's, which is right on Main Street. So it's like 2 blocks behind there is where the cemetery is where we're at. So it's just kind of interesting that we found that. It was neat.
Braddock.
Oh, wow. Daughter of William and Mary Braddock departed this life September 7th, 1863 at 20 years, 1 month. Wow. I never knew that. Huh.
That's cool.
All right. Yeah, I never knew that. And then Braddock's is right there.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
sure it's
that's
the same family.
Yeah, look at this. Our...
A little pet.
Oh.
That's cool.
That dude made me look like that. These are all these little ones. I never knew that. Braddock. I mean, never had a child. He's open, right?
Yeah.
These are what? What's them called, cops?
10:30. End session.
Okay, there you have it. There you have it. So yeah, I just wanted to give you chaps and gals a just a sort of a walkthrough on how I, for one, go through audio. I'm sure everyone else has their way of doing it, and maybe a lot of consistencies in how different people do things, right? But I'm sure a lot of people have their own sort of their own ways of going through audio and stuff like that. There's just a few important things that I was taught that I still stick to when I was in training. And that is basically, you can't do anything else at the same time you're reviewing audio. It sounds crazy, but if you're doing anything else at the same time, you're distracted. If you're eating and you're listening to audio, especially if you're listening in headphones and you're eating, you're just going to hear that crunching in your head. You're going to miss stuff, or misidentify things. If you're not paying 100% attention to the clip at the entire time it's playing, then you're going to miss something. So I just, this was just a little experiment. I just wanted to go through an old piece of audio that I knew had a couple things in there, and play it in real time and go through with it with the listeners. And again, let me know what you think of this. If you like this sort of approach in this kind of episode, let me know, and I can do more things like this, because I have countless recordings from the field, from public events, from investigations all over the place. And so I have a lot of material there to draw from. But it would be interesting also, I think, to go out on an investigation, perhaps at West Hill, that we oversee, Beth and myself, and maybe take a long recording there, or somewhere else that we're just happen to be, or another cemetery, or the center or somewhere, and just take some recordings and then go through them live on the episode. This one I heard before, and it was a shorter clip, and I wanted to use this one because I knew there was some stuff in there. I didn't remember everything that had happened because it's been several years now at this point, but I wanted to pick something that I knew there was something in there, and on the shorter side, and this was a good candidate. So let me know what you think, and if you like this, then we'll do more of these. But either way, I want to thank everybody for sticking with us, and look for much more to come from the bunker. Stay weird, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bunker. Welcome back to the new and improved bunker. We have a dedicated studio now. It's not complete by any stretch, but we're making progress. We're getting there. Before you know it, this is going to be a full-fledged, professional-ish studio. It's going to be as good as we can do. But anyway, welcome to the bunker. If you've been with us for a long time, thanks for sticking with us. And if you're a newcomer to the bunker, welcome. This is a paranormal podcast. This is the audio only format, which we'll be still doing many episodes in this format, interviews and so forth. But we're also moving on to video content. It's available both on Spotify under podcasts and also on YouTube. There's going to be an occasional live stream. I'm going to be doing some interviews live. We actually just posted recently a video podcast interview on Spotify and YouTube with our friend Andy Andrews concerning a strange image I captured with my cell phone while investigating out with Andy in Virginia. And so check that out. I'll put links in the show description. But on this episode, old school audio only bunker, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and I'm curious to see if you guys like it. So hope you enjoy.